Hello, I'm Steve Monkey Mason and welcome to the podcast for Dante's Peak. I am pressing play now. Right, I'm doing this solo. It's the first podcast I've done since we've done The Burbs. This is an audio commentary track. It's not the full film, just so you know. So Universal, old school Universal. Not when it's coming around on the angle. Just zooming back there. Dante's Peak, I've just recently said that this should be released under Arrow's label. I will apologise if my phone keeps beeping, which I'm going to sort out right now. And lock that down. So yeah, Dante's Peak, it's a weird one actually, because the Blu-ray has got no additional features. The DVD's got loads. Now I recently did a review for Dante's Peak in New Zealand. I was in a volcanic town for the weekend, staying in the hot pools, and it's just like an ever-going like volcano. I think when you fly down from Auckland down to where you fly into Nelson, you come across this massive volcano, and I don't think you really boom, big opening. You don't have to wait around for an explosion. You don't really have to wait around for like how like big a fucking volcano is. So Dante's Peak, same year as Volcano. Sort of the traits back then: Ants and Bugs Life, and Drop Zone and Terminal Velocity, Armageddon, Deep Impact. It was like copy clones, copies. Dante's Peak is by far the better film. Volcano is just like it was a volcano in LA, and Tommy Lee Jones is running around. Tommy Lee Jones like turned into the hero, which Tommy Lee Jones is great, you know. He's a really badass bad guy in Under Siege, and I've just turned my phone down. Under Siege and Universal Soldier, Under Siege. All this was just filmed in the desert. Pretty dramatic start, and I just need to turn my phone down. I do apologise. That should be it, I hope. No ranting. Paul Ray refused to join us. Carl's busy, but yeah, it's all extras. But yeah, Dante's Peak, I remember it coming out. Pierce Brosnan, I didn't know much about Pierce Brosnan before. He was like all of a sudden James Bond, and then Dante's Peak, and just Mars Attacks. He was just everywhere in the mid-90s. He then started popping up. I think he did a lot of TV and stuff, but I didn't know much of him. He's continued to work really well. He's actually recently just been in my friend's film, Final Score, which must have been pretty cool. He pretty much came over for a paid vacation to London. I love him in After Sunset. Selma Hayek, the heist movie, Woody Harrelson. He's really good in that if you haven't seen that. But no, I'm not a massive fan. Obviously with James Bond for a period. I would love to see him come back as a baddie in James Bond. I always thought it would be really cool if a previous James Bond came back to be a baddie later on. That would be pretty good. I always thought Sean Connery might have came back. We're not the same effective Timothy Dalton did, because he'd do anything recently. But Pierce Brosnan, I bet that wasn't bleak. I mean, imagine that. Like, I think this was loads of mud bombs being chucked at them. Again, the comedy's really interesting. A very ambitious movie. Very grounded, I think. Roger Donaldson. It's fucking brutal though when she gets hit with this fucking douche. But this was actually I don't know the people who were doing it, but there was a couple very into scientific volcanic eruptions and filming eruptions and getting too close, and unfortunately were actually killed in an eruption. They talk about it on the commentary, and I don't know if that's where this comes from, that the fact that he, you know, like they were too close to it. I think this shows you how dangerous a volcano can be at the start without, you know, showcasing the lava, just the fucking downward falls, like fucking someone from Flash Gordon. Yeah, fucking crazy ass Flash Gordon. I'm bored. But yeah, boosh. Fucking hell. Oh yeah, the horse. Apparently the horse was a lot to deal with. Well, whether the horse is going to be a lot to deal with, don't have a horse. You know, I think the horse runs riot or something. An outtake. Boink. Well, that might take the side of the car and all that. I am sitting on the creakiest chair ever. Should have WD-40 it. My computer's backing up in the way, but I'm not rendering anything, so as I say, it's been a few weeks since I did the podcast. I'm going to try and get a couple done. I'm getting Virgin in. Oosh! There you go, hitting it in the head. Getting Virgin Media in the new house, so should speed things up with podcasts. Again, like it's a 12, and that's fucking brutal. Just, yep, she's dead. Imagine that though. Imagine that, Jesus. 4 years later. And like, you know, that big climactic intro, and then it has 4 years later and sort of almost like subtitle font. Pierce Brosnan takes a break. I mean, it's a continuous shot, but he stops. You can probably see a reflection in high definition of him not doing any push-ups. I can't do push-ups to save my life. My shoulders just can't take it. Yeah, taking a breather. Very physical role. Pierce Brosnan had known the director for a while, and he said, you know, with Pierce Brosnan, is Pierce Brosnan Irish? He's from over here somewhere. He's like Christopher Lambert. It's one of them weird ones to pinpoint. But obviously he specialised in the field and all that. You know, it's you know, like, it's not like you cast and should be like, oh, they should say, oh, that should be an American role. Well, no, it's a worldwide job. That there's not like a volcano down every block, is there? I'm glad I don't live near a volcano. I have been near a very heavy earthquake in New Zealand in '96. Nothing severe. The whole place shakes, and you're just like, fucking hell. You know, it's just like if you've ever left your PlayStation pad on your desk and like the video game you're playing, it's like has a fucking weird tremor and your pad goes across the thing. But there you go, composite shot, volcano out of the background, fake balloons, the works, little town. Looks lush, looks a lush place to live, that. Reminds me of like House of Wax with people, Justified vibe. Again, it's like Hammer Springs, you know, you get there and it's like a small community in the middle and then stretched out like a spider's web, and as the web gets bigger you have them small houses all dotted around. But a lot of this was filmed in different locations, from studio sets to LA to like just locations all around, like outside the California area, where it just feels like it's all there. I mean, dunk. I haven't had a good volcano movie for a while, actually. We haven't had a disaster. The decade of disaster, the 90s, wasn't it? Armageddon, Hard Rain. I'm surprised Earthquake hasn't been like remade. I don't know, it's peak. It's a great film. Linda Hamlin. King Kong Lives, Terminator, Terminator 2, New Terminator. Apart from that, she just not a 5-hit wonder. She's been on quite a lot, but Mental Law, Mayor of the Town, Coffee Shop Worker by Day. Following the traits of like a normal, bring the kids in, set some red herrings up for the kids. Going to be ambitious and piss off with the little van later on. Oof. Swing bridge. That bridge looks like quite the normal bridge. The picture there behind it is an actual picture of the real town. So I think a lot of this was filmed on location. That just rocking up. Where's my coffee? I thought I'd misplaced my coffee. Look at that, man. Just finished watching oh shit, I've just put my coffee right down on top of my phone. Let's get wonder why that was a bit unsecure. Just finished watching Deadwood. Get a vibe of that, do you know what I mean? I'm trying not to creak on my chair. Pierce Brosnan. I think Pierce Brosnan's a great actor, but I'm not his biggest follower. Definitely this era was his peak. Like, I mean, he's James Bond for a start, but like big action movie. The podcast was staring at the extras. So I was thinking of Deadwood in there, like a lot of the people have like the old-fashioned bit. Old-fashioned costumes. Oh, that was me knuckles. So yeah, this hot springs here. I mean, this is pretty brutal. Hammer Springs, where me and Brit were, I mean, they stink. They absolutely stink, but they're so warm. But like untreated rocks, I mean, Hammer Springs has got a lot of, like, I mean, a lot of them are rock pools, but like all the sharp edges are taken off, but like a little cozy nookie up there, but it's fucking brutal. But again, this is like a nice dissolve between the shots as well. Panning down. I think they spent about 10 months on the lava effects. They were saying, just getting like the right colours. I mean, I'm always wanting to complain about fire effects in modern movies. It's like some films just don't get the fire effect right, and it's scary because like all the breakthroughs, especially going into 4K now, where I would hate to see Escape from LA on 4K. That would just terrify us. But like some special effects haven't aged well. But I think Dante's Peak, I think like with it being so grounded, and yes, it's been like, again, we're going to talk about like, you know, the situations are going to put the grandma in, or the idea that the kids are hiding in the cave right now, which sets up the end or whatever. The fact that it was taken seriously and they knew what they could do with the special effects. They were very smart about the special effects. Like Volcano, though, you know what I mean, like Los Angeles hit. I mean, Los Angeles could probably get hit. There's always fucking earthquakes happening. Look at the massive earthquake that happened in the mid-90s when A New Nightmare, Wes Craven used a lot of real life footage in the film. Either wrote it in or just went down the street and filmed it, and they got massive production value for that film of a legit earthquake in LA. So get out of there. That looked like Jake Busey. Couldn't be. Actually, it might have been. Just totally looked like Jake Busey as a kid there. Kid has just sent us a voice message, but dares not open that fucker. So yeah. Yeah, I was really devastated. Oh, I've seen her in quite a lot. Obviously, it was the other. I was devastated that it had no extra features. That's why I've been talking recently. Like Universal, I've done a lot with Arrow, and Dante's Peak was up there of like films that could come out and could just happily sit on Arrow's label, restored. Look there. What am I looking for? Jake Busey. It won't be Jake Busey, but he just had that look. I mean, he's in Starship Troopers and Frighteners, but in that era. There you go, and he's doing his best Alan Grant impression there, like the Velociraptor. Oh, he's definitely not going to be in this. Fucking hell, he was in films in '82. I mean, he's probably just along with Gary Busey's fucking PCU '94. Well, he was in Twister, which is scary because I've never seen him in Twister that I remember. I've seen Twister recently, but no, that wasn't Gary Busey. But Twister, Twister's another film I think's really well. He's the woman, the angry woman, the evil mother-in-law. It's like my gran and my mum. Jesus, my dad lives in New Zealand and it's the same situation. My mum traced me here, my gran just hates my mum. It's like I'm a bit of a rejoiced the last couple of years, but yeah, there you go. She looks like she's from Deadwood, just hardcore. She's destined, Ian McShane's destined relative. Yeah, so we had Twister in the 90s as well. That was a Warner Brothers Universal collaboration, which is quite unheard of actually. Get some amazing locations in this. I mean, look at that. You know, I'll obviously guess that the mountain's been put in. Can't get much closer to that, like. Perfect place to live at the moment in isolation, don't worry. Linda Hamlin's also in Black Moon Rising with Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones is like an action. Tommy Lee Jones is a weird one. You know, he's been around for decades. He's a fucking chameleon for start, but when I seen that and he's doing karate kicks and that, I was like, what? But she's in that as the next to the card, isn't she? She looks good in this, mind, for her age. Fucking weird camera flare there. Piss off, man, I've turned you off. How dare you still work? Matt Davies. That's one of those films. Is the dog going to make it? I'm sure the dog's fine. But yeah, this location here at the top of the road is different to the location down. There you go. Deadpan in the mountain. But you learn a lot from films like this, spotting the signs, the deadness in the trees, the uprising of volcanicness. I was going to say, you know, we haven't had disaster movies, but obviously we do have all these low budget shitty ones come out all the time, like Metal Tornadoes. Like, okay, don't worry about that. So I really want to look at the 90s, not like top search. Titanic, technically a disaster movie to the limits. So yeah, Dante's Peak and Deep Volcano. We had Armageddon and Deep Impact. A few more, yes. Daylight. Let's see the floating bodies here. We had Daylight, which we've done a podcast before. Independence Day. Fuck me. Wiederkehr. It's a fucking wrong Independence Day. Turbulence. Fuck my life, right? So, I remember seeing Turbulence advertised in '95 when I went to New Zealand as the in-flight film. Again, we're talking about the 90s. What a fucking film to have on a fucking aeroplane. There she goes for a fucking cannonball. Looky time. The actual people. I'm sure they didn't do live casts, they're just people with snorkels you can't see off camera, and body casts. So, again, Pierce Brosnan. Bubble, toil and trouble. Totally looks like a young. I mean, definitely look at the kid, man. He's got 90s. He looks like Raoul's 90s fucking. Extreme 90s hairstyle. So yeah, we had Daylight, Outbreak, Alive, Apollo 13, Turbulence, Firestorm. Firestorm's an interesting movie actually. Howie Long was, you know, like a big breakout star of the 90s that suddenly just disappeared. He was in stuff like Broken Arrow and stuff, and then just got this massive push to maybe fill the void and fill up the action spots, and just disappeared, didn't he, really? Backdraft, an amazing film. We had Speed 2, which technically could be a disaster film because of the yacht. Godzilla, The Edge, a disaster movie? I don't think so. Waterworld? Yeah. Adrenaline, Fear the Rush, Christopher Lambert, never fucking heard of it. Falling from the Sky, Flight 7, never again. But we did, where's fucking Hard Rain in that search, Google? It's a 90s film. Anyway, off that rant. So yeah, and then you get the cliche that, you know, like, I mean, it's like Jaws, borrows a lot from Jaws here. It's a town meeting. There's a shark, where's the shark? Where's your evidence? You know, the town, again, it borrows so much from Jaws here. It doesn't. What the guy? Look at that guy's tie. Again, they don't want to shut the beach. They want to shut the beach. He didn't want to shut the town. It's like a town built around a fault. You know, the volcano should always be like, they should have these plans, but yeah, totally borrowed from Jaws. The mayor, who meets his demise in the helicopter later on. Guy in the background just staring at the floor, and now staring at the other side of the floor. Now staring at the camera. Now staring. He's been there a while. That guy, fucking hell. This was all built on a lot as well. I remember stuff. A lot of the actors here, I recognise him from somewhere. The Korean guy, I think. The guy in the background, obviously, he's from Congo. It's like Pompeii reference. Saying that Pompeii, you know, never got around to saying Pompeii, but obviously Pompeii is like watching Charles Hallahan from The Thing. Pompeii, like, again, you're going to watch Pompeii, and yes, they're going to put a twist on it, but it's like watching the Titanic. Looks like you're watching a ghost story. And I did go to watch it a few times because Kiefer Sutherland's in it, but just never got around to it. Let's have a look at Dante's Peak here. So again, setting up the conflict. Pierce Brosnan shot down by his boss. Let's have a look. Jesus, that Christ, there must be the kids. Grant Heslov is in Argo, Congo. That's where I know him from. Opposite him quite a few. He's got this just weird look about him. He's been quite a lot there. That's him. Tisa May. He's in Mulan. Oh, this guy's in loads. Probably not the spot what I know him from. It's always the weird shitty film I know him from. He's been in a lot of movies. Oh, it's in a Steven Seagal movie. Oh, the sheriff was in RoboCop 2. So yeah, I'm not going to go to IMDb because the IMDb will be absolutely full of scientific faults. Things that couldn't have happened. Again, it's a movie. It's just a movie. It's just a podcast. How many times do I have to turn that phone down? Sorry. The thing is, that'll be Paul. That'll be Paul Ray. Podcast. I mean, today, if anyone's listening to this, today is the day they announced Mortal Kombat for announced Rambo for Mortal Kombat. Because like some of the, I think I don't even know what the next podcast to come out is. Gremlins 2 came out the other day, and that was weeks ago. Oh yes, the robot. There's a plot device. Yeah, mostly famous for The Thing. Be some fucking evil look Pierce Brosnan there, like. Dun, dun, dun. He's prime, man. He's prime. That took a war. Again, what sets him up to have a grueling death, especially the look in his eyes when he gets flipped off the bridge, is brutal. Small town, there goes volcano. So they actually flew around real volcanoes and that, and they did a lot of, you know, like building up high sets and low grounds. Again. There's a nice pre-made shot there. Really hard shots for fucking less than a minute of film. Back in his hotel room. Now like I feel I'm watching Justified. I would just go to the bar as well, Jesus man. It's definitely got like a ski resort vibe as well. See, there's weird there. That is definitely a knockoff Pumba. He's got in his hand. It's a Pumba, but it's blue. That's a proper bar, from what I understand on the commentary. Be none of that from the future, will there? Nuts on a bar to help yourself. It's never going to happen again. Have you touched them nuts? No. Have you had your gloves on? Yes. Fuck off, phone. See, Carl and Paul are on my movie group chatting about what they're chatting about. Hurricane Rain's posted pictures. I am trying to organise a one-off special with the one and only Big Dave for Transformers animated movie. But obviously I'm trying to get Paul and Carl. I think me and Carl are going to try and do The Birthday and Blade 2. And possibly Dream a Little Dream eventually. And then Paul, it's just me and Paul being back at work, we see each other every day, but Paul's been popping up in more recent videos. He's in the Ghostbusters unboxing. But yeah, check out Pepsi endorsed. See, one day mayor, one day coffee shop worker. What can I get you? Right, I want me curb load. Do you want a coffee? No, I want me curb load. Went through Starbucks the other day and with Brittany, and it's pumpkin spice latte season, right? Got through the drive-through, she went order it. The guy went, nah, we don't do that anymore. I thought Brittany was kind of gone out and fucking headbutt the fucking speaking machine. And she got round fucking cursing. And then the other guy says, oh yeah, we'll have it back in stock tomorrow. I was like, why the fuck did the other guy say it was like, stop doing them? Hi, thank you for choosing Starbucks. What? No spice lattes? Fuck you. Of course, there's got to be a Brit romance there. Now, I'm sure Linda Hamilton's a twin. That's how they did a lot of trickery in Terminator, but I'm sure her twin unfortunately passed away. I still can't believe Linda Hamilton gets a boobs out and King Kong Lives, and it's a PG. I mean, if you get it now, it's a 12, but it's still like, well. King Kongs could be a nice little project of podcasts. There you go. Combination between real volcano. I mean, that's definitely CGI, it's too smooth, but real volcanoes. And you can see how big a volcano actually could be. I just couldn't live near a volcano. It's like as well, it's like where my dad lives. He doesn't live anywhere near a volcano, but he lives up there and it's constantly on fire alert. Like, you know, like water shortage all year round and stuff. And it's like, fucking hell. It's just a risk to somewhere you want to live. I mean, you either, like, it's weird, like, you either grow up there and that's what you're known for, or you move there and you take that risk with the biscuit, really. The director really casted well for supporting actors. They're all, you know, well, I'm going to say they all look different. They all have their very distinct looks, but he tries to, you know, like, I don't feel like the extras in this are cast as cannon fodder. I mean, the grandma who dies ridiculously, we'll talk about it, but she sort of resurrects herself. Charles Hallahan sees his mistakes and all that. The mayor and the helicopter pirate who owns for ransom meets the demise. So it doesn't really carry, like, you know, like, after seeing the movie, it's not really like, there's no holds barred, anything goes. It's a disaster movie, anything can fucking happen, and sometimes, like, unplanned deaths are good for disaster movies because you go, oh fucking hell, I wouldn't expect that to happen. Well, it's a disaster movie. But I think, like, the supporting cast is, it's cast well, but, like, I don't feel you feel any threat. Now this is Pierce Brosnan's trick taught him by his grandma. that he just wanted to put in the film, and they kept it in. It's very clever. I look like a guy looking out the fucking window. That kid is a perfect cast for fucking Linda Hampton. He definitely looks like Joseph Lifford. Very clever. I think this is all a set. Again, the director talks about, you know, you're casting kids and you're casting kids right, then you're casting animals and that, and it's just like the complications of a big budget movie, and it's just like, it was me guerrilla filming and that, just take them out the equation. Again, this is a real location. The director goes into depth about outside lighting and how, you know, if you were out there, I mean, the last couple of days I've been building a fence and literally we've been fighting the sun going down, and like it gets to the point, right, I can't build this fence anymore because I can't see the fucking nail you're hitting. Bear in mind, I fucking walloped my nail the first day. About the second nail in me top of my nail is going black. I can see that's going to be a couple more days I'll be crying over that, but you can't see now, and like that's really like how much can moonlight light, and it's where a talent of like lighting comes in. But like, yeah, you try and have a conversation, you can't see fuck all. But again, it's just the movie. Tell you what, Linda Hamilton, fucking, she's just got that. She's got that look. You know, she was perfect for Sarah Connor. Like, if you look at Terminator 1, Terminator 2, and then the new one, like, she was fucking perfect for Sarah Connor. It's that fucking look. There's something going on behind them eyes. I'm gonna get you, motherfucker. To be honest with you, like, Sarah Connor should have maybe been in the pack as well. It'd be pretty cool to have Sarah Connor as a vital character on Mortal Kombat, especially like bringing her into the girl generation. Pierce Brosnan telling a love story. Let's have a look at Pierce. Well, we'll have a look at Pierce Brosnan's IMDb because the film does slow down a bit here. It's a really just, well, we're just boiling up like a, no pun intended, to a volcano. A timestamp on this. Oh, sorry about this chair. Timestamp. We've just got about an hour left. It's not a long movie. An hour left of me ranting on. It's been a while. I do enjoy podcasts. Memoirs of a Lunatic. I'm not a lunatic. So let's have a look. We're starting Jake Busey. Don't want to be on Jake Busey. Dante's Peak. 1997. What was around about that? I always loved the colour of the British cover. Like the mushroom cloud. Linda Hampton. Yeah, it was Terminator 2, Terminator Salvation, Dante's Peak, and then she's in Gears of War 5. But after that, very minor bit roles, TV roles, voice works. Terminator Salvation, Sarah Connor. She must have had a cheeky cameo on that. Home for Christmas, yeah. I mean, she's worked Buzz Lightyear, but she's never done a lot of voice work for Batman and Fraser. Oh, cool. Here's Brosnan though. PCB, obviously James Bond, Mamma Mia, yep, recently Eurovision, The Sun, Final Score, that's a film my friend made. He's done loads. No Escape, he's fucking brilliant in that. No Escape's a brilliant film. That's the one with Owen Wilson in. A lot of his films like November Man and stuff like that have been popping up just on Netflix. Oh yeah, he's in World's End, isn't he? Remember Me, Percy Jackson's. Yeah, he's worked really well. And After the Sunset, that's a great film. James Bond's in The Simpsons. The Grail, The Match. But yeah, he'd been in like loads of stuff, Robinson Crusoe and stuff, and then the spiked really. There we go. There's a lot of concerns coming up with the following shot on the edge of the mountain. But they actually mounted a real camera on this as well, so to get the jig feel for playback on that monitor right there. So yeah, again, planning it all out, what's available. Again, just a little bit of light-hearted humour there. Fucking coffee nut. Coffee on the go. Coffee. Just remembering, I'm sure he gets his head bashed in Congo. Again, this is probably why they built the car park for this scene as well. They built this on the lot. This is the motel kind of thing, so you build that and you can kind of close it off. They used all the gymnasiums in the local area as well, so a lot of those locations, like we did in Bulgaria, where there's a location in Sofia, and it's like an old airport, and you've got like the runways and you've got the hangars, and you've got like two big hangars big enough to build some big sets. So we built like the strip joint in the church in one, and then motels and bits and bobs in the other, like poor man's process and stuff. Then used the airport strip as the A1. Back and forth. I recently seen The Shepherd with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and I just couldn't stop laughing at the movie. And it's like the same locations, and like, you know, it's like when you go to like other countries or towns and locations, sometimes like locations get reused, you know, because like, again, if you know, people clog on, like, there's a lot of money to make, but like, it just takes over, you know what I mean? It's why people, like, didn't want to make Jaws 2 in Martha's Vineyard, did they? Like, nah, fuck off, you have no idea the fucking travel. But then you got to think of the tourism that would have brought in. Who doesn't want to go and see where Jaws was filmed? This is a trick. I mean, a lot of this, there's a scene coming up where Pierce Brosnan is actually hanging from the helicopter, and it's him. Pierce Brosnan wanted to do it, and then when one of the call it the big wigs comes in for the executive and just seeing Pierce Brosnan swinging from a helicopter, I think the director got to see so much shit. But this is a great, like, really up there. That there's a set built with the robot and stuff. It's, again, it's been very well planned out. Pierce Brosnan looks like he's a fucking member of Slipknot with that coat on. Again, no, it's like Pierce is in the orange, he's in the yellow. It's just kind of one of those things where the director really paid attention and doesn't want you to get confused about who's who. Now he looks like he's in Breaking Bad. He's got that fucking gas mask on. Yeah. Fucking camera again. They've set up the camera. They did a similar thing in Tremors at the very end, where they're looking over, and it's just one of those matte painting projection things, false perspectives. The chair of death. Creepy. I mean, I'm just going to pick a fault here. He made the effort to put a mask on, but he hasn't got any gloves on climbing down a rock face. I mean, they've got the suits, they've got the boots, but not the gloves. Even Pierce hasn't got them on the ropes. If in doubt, kick it. No idea. Typical Hollywood fashion. The rumble. Yeah, Brit's in the other room, probably watching something on Disney Plus. Tell you, I was moving Brit today. Like, we're in between houses at the moment, moving. Brit bought. He comes there with the Rumble, fucking robot smashed. We've done a podcast with Blackbeard's Ghost. Even though some guy was like, "Fucking audio and this is fucking terrible," I was like, well, on my end, it's filmed on a professional fucking microphone, alright? So fuck off first off. But I'm very clear, like, it's in lockdown. It's like, if I have a guest like call on it, it's going to come through WhatsApp on the phone and frequency best they fucking can. But off that rant, I put on the vinyl of Blackbeard's Ghost, and it's just Peter Ustinov fucking narrating the whole thing, and it's so funny because he's just in character all the way through. Has a few little music tricks, and Dean Jones pops up in it a few times, but yeah, I fucking love Blackbeard's Ghost. Again, so much going on there, like camera coverage. Again, it's not too brutal killing him off. He's got his leg broke. And the guy doesn't just disappear from the film, he's popping around for a bit. The last 20 minutes of this movie will be a bit vague for us. I try to watch this 3 nights in a row. Me and Britt have been watching Justified a lot, and basically just been popping this on, and ended up watching Predator 2. Of course I did again. I just go-to movie when I was drunk last week. But yeah, I've had the podcast on, I think 3 nights in a row. So again, you're talking about money spent. Like, you've got to think, there's 2 helicopters flying around the volcano. I mean, just even that shot, it's fucking awesome. It's just the shot the producer was like, what the fuck? Yep, this is real. There you go, you can't fake that. I mean, this like, fucking get on. Fucking fair play to Pierce Brosnan. But yeah, he's James fucking Bond at the time, you know what I mean? They would have had to fucking dub that over. I mean, there's no way you can stand in front of a fucking helicopter like that and get some fucking clear audio. Still haven't got over that is it Eel Beneath the Loch Ness podcast when he fucking jumps out in a green screen. The film's meant to be all in Scotland, and it was all filmed on the back sticks of fucking California. I'm sure he gets his head bashed in Congo. There you go, someone's drawn something on his leg. What is it? Doop. Again, this is another location indoors. I see Pierce Brosnan's one of those actors where, like, fair enough, he's James Bond or whatever, but like, you can give him like dialogue, like Jeff Goldblum. I mean, it goes off in a range and tangent, but Pearson, he can deliver like scientific stuff really well. But even him being in Mars Attacks, Mars Attacks caught everyone off our guard. But I think, like, when you look at what Mars Attacks was and who, like, because I think by the time everyone clicked on with Tim Burton, because a lot, like, back then you didn't have the internet or whatever, and whether Tim Burton did the first 2 Batmans or what, or did Edward Scissorhands. By the time everyone caught up about what Tim Burton was like and seen Mars Attacks, everyone was like, what the fuck? But then when you realise that, you know, Burton grew up on like the Edward era of films and all this weird like scientific stuff that excuse me, Mars Attacks is a stroke of fucking genius. You know what I mean? It's like there's a 90s Expendables. Tim Burton. It just always baffled me how Johnny Depp wasn't in it, but like I'm sure somewhere Johnny Depp is hidden in that movie as an ongoing fucking joke. With Pierce Brosnan, like going from James Bond in this to walking running around as a fucking chihuahua with his head on it. It's just craziness. Fucking miss a good game of pool. Going to the bar is getting smashed. Anyone follows me over on stuff, my old housemate Belle, who's been my best friend since we were kids, like really young kids, like parents of friends. And you know, he hates being on camera. Just never seen. We always used to just go out, drink at the pub, at the pool, like private table. You know what I mean? Just play pool the best. And we're both as good as each other. But Bella always like steals the day. But I went past the other day. I was like, oh fucking hell, let's open. And I messaged him. And I went past the next day. And it's totally just had its name changed to Hoochies. I was like, dude, what's going on? He's like, I don't know, but like it'll not be as cheap anymore. But like, how do you play pool and social distancing and that? But I don't know. I'm sure that's the same bridge from Justified. Fuck me. It's so far off where Boyd Crowder shoots the guy in the back of the head in the pilot. That's the Justified bridge. Dante's Peak movie clip. Film locations. Let's go see where Dante's Peak was filmed. So it was filmed in Kingston, Iowa. So it was filmed in Kingston. Justified. Just a bridge that looks like a bridge. It could be the same bridge. There you go, paying a beer. It'd be really cool if she rented some VHSs out. One of them was a Terminator. Just saying. There you go, Sex Pest. Way, definitely a Sex Pest technique. That awkwardness of finally grabbing and coming in for the kill. So, I created a file a while ago. That's more than 71. 71 podcasts on this file. 1.9 terabyte podcast files. Wow. Do. Fucking Sex Pest. Busted. Again, plot device. Get some water, brown water. Great reaction. Sniff. Dun dun dun. Starts busting down the doors. Charles Hallahan though, totally like you see him when he gets knocked out of bed and he just goes to the door, just and he's just playing his part, but he's just like, aye right, can you not act a bit more drowsier? It's like the director said, get out of bed quicker. Oh, she got the keys for the water supply, and that's just the mirror and the coffee maker. Right, Just need to concentrate. I'm still talking. Don't you worry, I haven't got anywhere. Right, just need to delete some podcasts from my done folder and see what I need to transfer. In terms of the series, Goodfellas, Platoon, Jurassic Park, Fools Rush In, Deadwood. I can all go over there. Seismographs. It's a graboid. Oh, totally. Sorry, I've just totally missed fucking him getting out of bed, but yeah, it stuck with us. See, the guy's still kicking it there with a broken foot. Home studio there. Kev W. Free. That's fucking mental. A fair play in a way. There he is again. That's his picture he's got on IMDb, that actor. That's the picture he's got. I don't even have a picture on IMDb. You've got to pay, haven't you? So I remember, you've got to pay for the poster, because obviously one of my movies, I remember putting the poster on. I think it's from 40 quid to put the poster on. It's like, why do I not have a picture set to pay for this? Shout out to Barry Cartmel there, just on to Barry. Quick message, still haven't dared listen to Kid's voice message. He's someone from Planet fucking craziness. Definitely endorsed by Pepsi. See again, Universal. Is it Universal? Universal Earthquake, the little ride that's also used in Beverly Hills Cop. Is Alien Attack or whatever it is. There you go. Go and rescue Grandma. Not answer it. Again though, using all the extras. I mean, look at how many people's in there. We're not going to be able to do that for ages. If it was done now, it'd be CGI and composites, but that's a lot of people packed into a fucking room. Like, Pierce Brosnan probably had to sign an autograph for everybody. That's a lot of people, like. But again, you just couldn't, like, with all the COVID stuff and all that, it's just fucking, it's crazy. Like, so many people in that shot. They'll all be extras. And there you go, and boom. But again, this weird thing about the film here, you don't get that big. I mean, you get the blast at the start of the movie where the title comes up and Dante speak, but you know, they go out there and it's already fucking hit. So the big explosion just poof. So it's everyone. It's when everyone runs out. Right, we're going to go and get the shark. There you go, and boom, it's already gone. Yes, I had watched this, did a review for it. Then when I was in, Hamner Springs, and the volcano was behind us. I was just ranting away, and I was sure I did a review for this, and yeah, I had. Oh, look at that guy, man! Just got stood, getting crumbled. Fucking no way Pierce Brosnan would have been able to do that. Again, it's blew its load. Again, that sign. Obviously they built it on the lot. It's prepped to fall down, so there we go. And that's still there. Is still used on the box. Because when this came out, we're talking about the era of Total Film. Like, I know it still's right at the back of the box. Like Total Film, we're totally hyping this. It's big times on Total Film magazines in the 90s with the fucking tits when they came along. Little girl just crying there. Poof, teddy bear's fucking got it. Poor teddy bear. Pierce Brosnan gets in his fucking car. I think Pierce is bribing a lot of this though as well. Look at that shot though. Like, all you could have to do is put that there, but the fact that they've put her in dissolved, so it's like an in-shot reflection. It's very smart. I was wrong, Harry. Oops. Yeah. He's admitting he was wrong. Run! Oof. There you go. Let's get some cars. A few people smashing together. That's got to be a miniature there with CGI, but yeah, CGI flames in the background. Model work. It's really good stuff. So again, like from what I remember the film, I mean they spent a lot of time and work on the thing, but like a lot of this is like almost like Hollywood effects, like a lot of like old school just destruction built in one take. But again, when you get a small town like that and you've got the ability to expand and like make streets and like fake things, I mean, I remember when we were in Bulgaria and it didn't work right for the shot that we had at Ali, so like a day later we had a fake wall put there and like some graffiti put on it, and it's like you couldn't even fucking tell that it wasn't a fucking street. You know what I mean? It's movie magic. Them bricks weren't real, they bounced too much. There's a lot of fucking signs getting killed in here. I think there's more signs get killed than fucking people. Fucking gas station going up. So yeah, I mean, you remember the score's alright in this actually. It's very like trumpety bass sounded, but Pierce Brosnan like earlier on, the volcano, look at a massive afro there. You know, there was a shot and you could see it pans back from the fucking the ventilation system of his Jeep, so it sets it up nicely that his car can go through water. Why is people going the other way? All right. Oh yes, because he's going back up the mountain to save the kids, isn't he? Thunder and lightning coming. He says borrows from Jurassic Park. Dear Mom! Please, nice joined up line. Don't be angry. A really good disaster film that totally skipped the area. That's a film called Avalanche with Michael Gloss from Tremors. Daisy Hasselhoff. It's Daisy Hasselhoff. Dual heist plane crashes causes an avalanche, and the whole film's then trapped in, and they find Hasselhoff fucking frozen in out the window. And it's very like, you know, a little disaster movie, but yeah. Do do do. There you go. Car's getting flooded, mate. Careful. There you go. There's a lot of cars going downhill. Sorry about the chair. Jeez. Yeah, so I haven't got much long on this film. Again, with it being a disaster movie, it's very grounded, scientifically correct. I mean, going against Volcano, when you got Donnie Yen and Tommy Lee Jones running around. I hope he's stuck. I mean, give credit to the actors here. They're actually in. Imagine a few takes of that car not going to plan. They're actually in the cold water. That's the thing about being an actor. Love that shot though. Love that shot. Like looking through a window, you can see beneath and below. One thing I probably would like to see more with the Jaws films when they made them, but obviously if you did that, you would obviously see a lot of the mechanical stuff underneath. You didn't have the right view. Boom. Zoom. Boom. Look at that shot, man. I mean, that blowing up, that like imagery of that blowing up in the background, that one shot where it's right on the floor, that Dutch angle look, that was what's worth it, but you don't see it. That is all like newspaper. It's fucking clumping down. Obviously the kids are mini actors. I want to say mini actors. Yeah. Stunt stand-ins. Oh my god, there's loads of weird wackies to be done. Loads. Oh, the helicopter pilot's back. Obviously he's a bastard because he was trying to charge him more money, so. And then you've got the mayor who didn't believe getting in there. Who else is in the helicopter? I mean, someone's been kicked in the face, you're not getting in. Douche. Nice visuals of blue. That shot there. Stop! Like Eddie Murphy. I got you, sucker! And the helicopter goes flying down. Alright, so it's the mayor. Just a random person. Boom. And again, of course, it's going to crash into Pierce Brosnan. I mean, it's a 90s action movie. Like, driving along. Oh! Helicopter. Pretty cool stunt, like, but yeah. Boom. Great miniature work though. Yeah, definitely got some memory to clear here. It's fucking insane, like. It's almost got a coldness, like it's like yes, it's ash, but it's like it's obviously coming off as snow. Grandma, where's the dog? There's the dog. Dog's ran off. Cool. How the fuck do you drive in that? Me and Britt were following a car today and it was a van and it had all been pimped out with signage around it and it still had its back fucking wiper on, and obviously the guy had it on because the car was dirty as fuck. It was white and just the back wiper, like you can't even see out that window. It's like, oh, like, I think it was even like proper just lacquered up. A fucking tree, of course. Helicopters, trees, boulders. See, that tree had no fucking weight to it. You know, it looked like a little extra from Beetlejuice there. It had no weight to it. I mean, they get there just as the fucking lava, but the lava hasn't made an appearance yet. Kent, again, looking how scientifically how long would it take to run down the mountain and where it comes from. Of course, the dogs. Oh no, the dog's dead. They find the dog, don't they? Dun, dun, dun. Feel sorry. Look, she's still a cast iron. Go on, put her in her place. That's it. There we go. Boom. And they spend a lot of time, and that looks lush. That rate, I mean, it has aged well. Oh, the batteries got dead in the radio. Of course they have. There you go. They're not going to leave. They can lighten a lot of lights. As I say, just go on and bang. Apparently, it's one of the most complex shots there. I mean, you can see it, yeah. A lot of practicals, you know, water. I mean, it is meant to be like, oh, right, here we go. I mean, imagine coming out the house there and like the whole woods is on fire. I mean, you probably would have heard some crackling under the boat. I mean, obviously, it's shot before when you actually see that it's just lush. And the location, who wouldn't want to live there? Devastated to see a home just go like that in seconds. So, I mean, I've probably mentioned that I've been building the fence the last 3 days and I've been burning wood. I've probably annoyed my new neighbours quite a bit, but you know, it's fucking brutal. Again, all the fish are dead. Right. Oh. Oh no. Fucking mental, that. See, like, you know, they've got this situation because the kids went after grandma all the way up there and that, and then, you know, she, you know, sure she's not a cast iron bitch at the end jumping out, but it's so like, so close to the edge, you know. But again, is that what it's about, you know, that sacrifice? Pierce is such a good actor, like. That's totally believed him there. He's in a boat with the kids. He knows that they're absolutely fucked. And only a minor miracle is going to get them to safety. And the fucking propeller's fucked. I didn't see this at the pictures, but I remember it coming out and like it had one of those one to watch. That's a beautiful shot, absolutely beautiful shot. That I'm sure this was actually all filmed on the backlots of Universal with the lake, where they would film pickups for Jaws: The Revenge, or stuff they used possibly for the Truman Show, stuff like that. Yeah, when you drive past it, it's quite a big pond. But yeah. That's because it can control that all the lighting rig, and that's just the forest line and stuff. So yeah, actually just close. Pierce Brosnan with his hands of steel. Almost there. Go on, Pierce. I mean, imagine that, he had one hand left at the end. I think, like, you know, it's quite a far distance, that. That's a bit better. She's thinking about it. Yep, she knows what she's going to do. And fair play for her for doing it. Look at that. I mean, it wasn't much. I mean, I would, yeah, maybe it's the cut that doesn't work like that. A bit more of her just dragging it, and a bit more like, no, don't do this, and no. I would have had to walk a little bit longer, personally. Bless her. But again, we get the death and the dog returns, isn't it? I'm sure that little girl's been in quite a lot. I mean, I think that was her on IMDb before, was it? Let's have a look. Jamie Reese Smith. Weeds. Sure, Linda Hamilton was in Weeds 911. The Bug Busters. Looks like she's, I mean, True Blood, but it looks like she's done a lot of. Oh, she's done loads of TV. Some weird stuff. Dante's Peak, Children of the Corn, Blood for Blood, Saved by the Bell. Nah, it's nothing off the top of my head. It's probably this. Come the Army. Again, probably real time for the Army to turn up in that brigade. But she's gonna die. I thought you would have left her dying there. It is a nice. I think that actress really came off as a cast iron bugger, and well, I say it's got a lot of again with the big fallout of the town going down. There was more signs than deaths of people. You know what I mean? And just a few buildings gone down, but it really centers around the scientific side of it, and you know, this story here, this backstory of, you know, like how the sons went and she's always felt angry, and you know it was him who did it, and she's always took the blame out on him, and you know, it's a big scene, it's a big death scene, that, especially for the kids. You know, I was going back to Steven Spielberg with Elliot and E.T. and just the crying scene what got him with the role. Because you need to believe. Oh, there's one of them other throwaway shots. We're not done yet. Phase 2. A lot of good miniature work here and that. But again, it's like, it's one of those things where he dies because, like, you know, he was wrong, so he's essentially to blame, so gets his comeuppance over that. His big yellow van. Again, fucking big flood coming. Big water tanks. Again, there's a nice, great miniature effect of a dam going down. No CGI there. It's just brilliant miniature work. You can tell it's miniature when you see that shot, you know what I mean? Fucking piggyback. He'd be knackered, he just carried that woman, now he's carrying the kid. Hot wire a car. Typical movie trick. Pull two wires out, tappy tap. Rum. Great shot that, you know. Dig a hole, let the car roll over it. I mean, they're in no hurry like that. Great shot though. I mean, look at that for a shot. How they've got that composite for the 90s. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. And a really good effect. That's his class. Is it miniature? Is it not? Fucking hummers. And yeah, I mean, kind of like one of those things where it's like get out and run, or he just has that look of like, right, this is it, and he gets flipped over and dropped on his head. It's pretty brutal, like. Yeah. There you go, look at that look. And then weep, and he screams. And like fucking horrible little death scream chucked in there just for good measure, like, it's fucking brutal. So the woman who was a bitch, she burns herself to death, and then him gets fucking boomeranged off a bridge. Oh. Goes the tyres. The impossible escape. And the possibilities of another road, maybe? No. Right, fucking mental stunt, that mind. It's really good poor man's process as well. The plates and stuff. I think reprojection of poor man's process is still better than green screen and CGI. Just even that though, like the effect. Oh, here comes some more lava. Impending doom. Jesus Christ. This is great visual. I would have been asleep by the other night. Obviously I wake up and they're all in the cave. Of course the dog appears on a rock. I mean, there you go, there's the audience cheering. I mean, they're miles away from that. But again, it's a feel-good Hollywood. Again, what they learned off Independence Day, everyone was more concerned about the dog, and there you go, it's a feel-good bit, yeah. Rolling in a town like that. You think they would be a bit more sooty than that? Right, we haven't got long. Oh, fucking shit. Right, we don't have long left on this film because I need a wee. My dad just messages in New Zealand. Ah, you're going to get across that one, eh? No bridge. And a helicopter come to town. To blow one more time, we got a big explosion. I think it does, aye. Pearson always thinking. Again, it's got Elf. We're fine. Oh yeah, we get the big explosion at the end. Yeah, he gets that. I mean, it's a way out. It's, you know, you don't know what's going to happen, but boom. Yeah, that's what we're missing. The big one. There we go. Here's the climax. Mushroom cloud. Oh, yeah, you got the fucking boom, 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 boom. See, like, there's no point remaking this. It's great. It's aged really well. Look at that, man. Borrows a bit from Jurassic Park there. Objects in the review mirror closer than they seem. But there you go. And here's a proper trailer shot, like what it was sell. I mean, again, what they did with Independence Day, that just complete. Again, a lot of miniature work on that. Again, there's a shot again. Loads of great major effects. And boom! Into the mind. Exploring a big cave in. Very cool. Epic explosion. If that was now, everyone would be taking selfies, taking pictures on the phones. It would be amazing to see that happen in real life, but like, you wouldn't want to be anywhere fucking near that. There would be somebody like taking a selfie and not realise the fucking lava next to you. Imagine that being on TikTok or something, like taking a selfie. Look at that volcano, and as the lava came along, just took out your ankles and you fell backwards on a live stream. Like fucking, that's bound to happen in the next 5 years, or something like that. Oh god, fucking claustrophobic. Yeah. Yes, the dog. Oh, because he gets trapped in there, doesn't he? Again, the kid knows where he's going. The kid's obviously got snacks and stuff. Oh yeah, so of course, set up early on. Kid's got a ghetto blaster, food, lights. It's all thought out and pre-planned, man. It's all good. Oh, I'm dying for a wee. Hurry up and find him. Hurry up and find him. He gets trapped in there, doesn't he? But it still says it's got 17 minutes left. Hurry up, man. Flashlight then. Aye, Pierce Brosnan shit hot at the time. Golden Eye. Boston for a wee. Boston. I couldn't. I had to tap out. As soon as I started thinking about a wee, I needed a wee. I mean, not for you. Seconds could go past. Jesus. Needed that. I'm normally alright. Oh yeah, cave in. Again. Caved in now, mister. Some of these are alright. Still on transfer and stuff. As long as you set alpha where. Call the car, latch to effort. See, I would have put this at an hour and a half. I think it's scraped in the last 13 minutes. stretched it out. Was at 1:43 the movie? I would have probably got it down to an hour and a half. Because you think, oh, what would you cut out? But then you look back at what James Cameron cut out of Aliens when he cuts out the entire third act of something when the mom and dad find the alien ship, which is so links so much to the original movie, and you think that's cut out. You think, fuck me, I didn't think that would be expendable. Do you know what I mean? There you go. Oh, that would be fucking terrifying, that though. Crushed and confined. Oof. Terrifying. Like I watched it's asking me movie group the other day. I says, oh, what's more fucking brutal, Joe Pesci's death in Casino or Joe Pesci's death in Goodfellas? And I think with Goodfellas it's quite a shock value when you first ever see it, like, oh no, bang, it's just like, what, you weren't expecting it, you know what I mean? But like his death in Casino, lying there and obviously like fucking still breathing and buried in the desert, so it's like, fuck me, it's a bit brutal, isn't it? And so what's going down in group down here? There you go, give it a kick. That's what you keep you going. Just gotta wait. No, I think like the drive to do this. I mean, I watched it, as I say, not long back. Did a review for it in New Zealand. So he had that red light. No one else noticed but him. It's an enjoyable movie. I think it's a great disaster movie. I think it's really well held up. There you go. There you go, saved, and sort of wraps up quite quickly after that. God, they would have been there a while, like. I'm saying that, look at the fucking. I mean, just look at all the stuff there in shot, man. Now it'll be CGI. A fucking helicopter coming down, you got fucking lights everywhere, fucking extras. I got him. I mean, look how many extras are in there. And you just filmed that at the same thing, dig a big hole in the ground. Oh, he did make it. Devastating ending it. Yeah, you're finally safe. No. But then the kids are right. But again, there the family's safe. It's made a family. Dog comes flying out. Woof woof. Well, I've got some space cleared on my computer. Oh, This big feel, yeah. It's a love, it must be love. Big epic score at the end. Oh, big kiss, everyone happy. Happy ending to a volcanic disaster movie. Big hugs. Strap them in. Oh, she just looked right in the camera lens. Right off in a helicopter. Again, could have been shorter. A lot of it, I think they've got a lot of snipping around, could have tied that end up a bit. Just saying. Right off in the sunset in a helicopter. We're gonna fade to black hour. Looks like it. And here comes the credits. Right, so it's still panning. So I'm gonna still talk. It's gonna pan round, and you're actually just gonna see. I mean, again, look at this. See ya. You know, over the credits it's panning up, and the half the fucking mountain's missing now because it's blew its load, and it's got the crash credits going over. I would have like now faded to black, then the credits, and trimmed it down a little bit there. Yeah, it's faded to black. It's the credits are coming up far too early. Right, so I'm just going to skip down. Nothing hidden, but you never know. There's a lot of people worked on that movie. Nice to get this podcast out of the way. As I say, expect more quite soon from us. I say there's about fucking 10 podcasts to come out yet. As I say, I always try to stagger my releases of stuff. No extra features on there. Well, I've been Steve Monkey Mason. I shall return. Maybe solo next to get another one out of the way, but Paul will be back. Hopefully I'll have Big Dave as a special guest very soon. Jack as well. But yeah, thanks for listening. Like the channel, like the video. Give us grief if you must. Thanks for listening. Goodbye for now.